Hello everyone, I'm Aren, and welcome to a very different video, a bit of an update video. Kinda been teasing and promising to do this for a while, even before the Resident Evil streams, or maybe after that. But for a long time, I guess I've had the idea of doing update videos, and I think it's a good time as any to do one. I don't know, it's taken me a long time to sit down and do this. I don't know, sometimes I just kind of feel like it's better to just get into action rather than talk about what I want to do and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like I've been pretty quiet about what I'm doing, like what my current plans for the future. And, you know, maybe that's fine. I feel like, I don't know, I think about the older YouTube where people were more quiet about what their plans, and they're just like, you know, I think about with Markiplier. Like, you will just suddenly see in your feed, like, oh, I guess Markiplier is now playing Resident Evil, and you would expect that there would always be a new video, you know, the next day, because people were doing like daily uploads, like multiple daily uploads. So yeah, I guess that's why it was different. Like now that things are more spread out, more common to like announce your plans for the week and stuff like that. Sometimes I think, yeah, if it's really worth posting all the like schedule and stuff like that. One, because I don't know if that many people see them, or yeah, I don't know. Two, yeah, if it's like worth the time to do them. Anyway, that's not at all what this video is about. I'm just kinda, yeah, trying some different stuff. Trying to go more train of thoughts, even though I do have a bit of a, not a script, but like an idea of what I want to talk about. I have written down. So I guess let's get into it. So, first of all, and yeah, I guess I've talked about it, a little bit about it on streams and maybe even on videos. Especially the Silksong videos. But I don't know. I usually default to the term burnout. I don't know if that's the term for this, but yeah, I'll say I just got kind of burned out of streams. It's always the main reason why I do streams is I generally enjoy hanging out and talking with people, the people who do pop in and who are willing to, you know, have a conversation and all that. So it's a good time. And generally have had a good time on certain streams. Just, it's a lot of pressure. If I'm completely honest. It's a lot of pressure to be alive. It's not the content that I even enjoyed back in the day, personally. Like, I've always enjoyed videos more for multiple reasons. But yeah, I guess in general, videos have always felt more intentional to me, if that's the right term. I don't know, like I said, I started more convenient. I do enjoy hanging out with people, but I don't know, I always think if it's really what I should be spending my time on, right? Because at the end of the day, you are still using time for that, even if it's not, like, could it be time that I could be using for videos? Maybe. Finds that balance. To be fair, I struggle to find that balance even in videos, the commentary and also the gameplay. But I feel like, you know, streams, there's another layer, which is like the interactions. And if it's a game, and again, I definitely have touched on this, especially with Silksong, where if I'm trying to talk with a chat, then I'm also trying to play something, like a section of the game that's really challenging. Yeah, it's easy to struggle with that. And I don't know, it's mostly been people, like, I guess not really understanding that. But maybe it's also me, I don't know. Yeah, I guess for streams, maybe those kind of more difficult content is not the best. I have thoughts, and I think, have I talked about it? I guess I've teased it over on Twitter. I am planning to start a new series in these next few weeks. It's a Super Mario Maker series. Funnily enough, I don't know where I know, but it is a series where I will be going. I don't know. I don't know how much I want to talk about that. But I guess, you know, it's a good thing about videos, right? That I can just edit it out if I don't want to talk about it, or if I don't want to, yeah, reveal it just yet. So I guess I'll say it. I want to go through the Rubber Ross world. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. The world array of levels that Ross made. Ross, you guys don't know, the creator of Gameverse. It's an indie animation, 2D animation. It's really cool. Really cool. The pilot just came out and it's 100% getting approved. It's just a fun time, and mostly I really like it because it's really inspiring to see someone who has been working so hard for years, for probably decades at this point, finally get their idea out. Really cool. And yeah, seeing Ross, like I watched Ross work on the show when he was more on Twitch. Like, I will watch him all the time. I actually, at one point, gave me a little bit of advice in my own pursuit of animation, so I feel very connected to the show in multiple ways. So yeah, so he had a bit of a challenge for true Game Overs fans to have them, go through his Mario Maker world, and so that's what I'm gonna begin this time. And I was thinking about doing it on streams, but considering this, I think I will be doing it as a video series. And again, I just want to do more Let's Play format stuff, like just kind of going back to basics. Like I've been watching, not like religiously, but I've been watching a lot of LARPiplier and like the LARP YouTubers. You guys know, but specifically LARPiplier. I mean, there's a reason why. I'm pretty sure he's the biggest his biggest LARPer channel right now. I just stumbled upon it in the video that he was like asking Markiplier if he was okay with him continuing to be a LARPiplier. Yeah, I really, really like that format, and I'm glad that thanks to him and thanks to a lot of those LARPing YouTubers, like we kind of been going back, I feel, to that format. Yeah, I mean, it might be nostalgia, but just the simplicity of it, and at the same time, the video aspect, like the intentionality of it. That's interesting. But yeah, that is something that I want to do my own way. Obviously, as a VTuber, it's kind of a mix, right? Because VTubers didn't really exist back then. I mean, there were some. I don't know, what was the first VTuber? Not Kizuna. Like, Kizuna was the first VTuber to coin the term VTuber. There were VTubers before that, or what you would call a VTuber. But yeah, specifically the VTuber format as it exists now, it's been existing even before Kizuna. Like, yeah, probably like 2015, like around that time. Between 2015 and 2019, is 2019 when Kizuna first showed up? I don't remember exactly. It might have been before that, so even before that, when VTubers really started. And so I guess maybe there's like a really little connective tissue between, yeah, Let's Play channels and VTubers, because I'm pretty sure that was a thing, right? Like even VTubers, because the format was popular, and they were using that format, because yeah, I mean, Kizuna was using that. I don't know if she was doing streams. Like, I remember her videos, even though I watched a couple of them. I mean, I watched quite a bit of her, like, at the very beginning. Yeah, I don't know, I guess the fact that it was videos and it was something that you could check out at your convenience, maybe that helped also, because I mean, I was at school, like, I was a young student at the time. So yeah, I guess being able to watch them at your own convenience was nice for that too. Like, coming back from school and there will always be something to watch. That's interesting. Wasn't expecting this video to go this direction, honestly. I have so much written down that I have not touched upon. So yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Oh, but yeah, speaking of streams, like my issues with streams, I feel like that maybe I started to notice that more with art streams. Yeah, where like I will really enjoy art streams for being able to chat with people and interact with y'all, and yeah, especially people who were giving advice or were asking for advice from me. I really enjoy doing that. At the same time, though, I do feel like because I was live, I will overthink more. Like my workflow will change, and I feel like I would end up not making as much progress as I could be doing, just kind of chilling in my own time. At the same time, though, no mic streams have been fun. Like the few that I've done, I feel like I've done like 2, 3 at most. Well, I have done some on Twitch, but I enjoy those. I don't know how. Yeah, I would like more of those. I have thought about that. Even in these times where I've been doing more videos, doing some like short hour, 2 hours max, like co-working streams. I've seen people do like co-working streams, or maybe we chat a little bit, but mostly like mic off streams. Just kind of an area to hang out. I don't know. I've thought about that. But yeah, my schedule has been kind of all over the place, and I'll get into why later. Specifically, like related to later in the year things that I kind of teased and talked about in previous videos. But yeah, I like just going back to the videos themselves and streams. I mean, you can rewatch them, yes, but there will always be a new stream, especially with bigger VTubers, like a stream daily or near daily. It's like, yeah, you might feel the desire to rewatch a stream, but there's the newer stream right now, so better go watch that one over there, otherwise you're gonna fall back. And I mean, that's what I think the time where I was the strongest into VTubers and especially streams was with Amelia Watson. Like, Amelia Watson, one of the biggest inspirations for sure on the VTuber side. Her ability to stream, yeah, it's just super impressive. But yeah, I was subscribed for a while. Yeah, in her membership for a while. And yeah, I will not miss a single stream. I mean, I enjoyed it for a while, but yeah, after a while, it just felt like I was missing out on a lot of other streamers, other content creators, because I was trying to always be caught up. And yeah, again, that might be just a me thing. Other people who like streams might have a different mentality where, like, yeah, maybe I don't have to catch every single stream. I feel like that's the mindset that I've been on in terms of streams recently. But again, that works for bigger streamers, right? For a small streamer like myself, where it is good that people are watching all of my content, it's different, and maybe I'm overthinking at that point, but I don't know. Yeah, like, it doesn't affect if I miss freaking one of the biggest VTubers ever streams right once, or twice, or thrice, or I don't watch her at all anymore, because, you know, will always be a massive community. But for a smaller streamer, and that's what kind of woke me up. I talked about it before, yeah, where I saw a smaller streamer kinda not give up. They are doing really, really well nowadays, and it's cool to see that, but they went to a company that actually didn't end up going well for them. But at the time when they announced their graduation, they said, yeah, like, I don't really feel confident about my content. Like, it seemed like they were gonna quit, but yeah, that's how things worked back then with, like, graduations. It just felt like, yeah, VTubers, and I'm glad that has changed, but it felt like a lot of VTubers they didn't feel accomplished until they got hired by one of the bigger corporations, right? Yeah, and I always disliked that notion. It just felt, unless you were like massive indie creator, which was not possible, like, it was considered just completely impossible back then. And it's still really difficult, right? I still understand why people prefer to go to a corporation, although, I mean, I don't know, it's more likely nowadays. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. It was mostly my point that, yeah, I felt like I wasn't there for that other creator, because I was trying to, like, catch every single stream. And again, that's just my experience with that. I understand people have different experience, different mentality of going about it. But yeah, that's why I enjoy recorded content more. That was the point. I don't know if that made much sense. I still watch streams every now and then. Like I said, that's kind of my mentality now. That if I catch a stream, if they're playing something I'm interested in or stuff like that, I will check them out. But I just really like a lot of creators, so I can't really. Difficult to pick and choose. So that's why I like videos more, where I can kind of check out this other person, like maybe watch this person while I'm working, and then when I have free time I will watch this other one, that kind of thing. I just think it comes down to, yeah, that, like, that is the content that I enjoy, so it's the content that I want to make. By the way, I'm using the word content a lot, and I know that has had a different connotation nowadays, where it feels like, oh yeah, I gotta put out content. Yeah, I don't know. I always saw it as a different thing, because I didn't like the term, like, YouTuber or whatever other term people were making out, like influencer. I was like, I much prefer content creator than influencer. But yeah, that kind of thing. Like, I guess it was the lesser evil in a way. That's kind of the connotation that it has nowadays, right? Like, we gotta be producing content all the time. Produce. Maybe nowadays is not as bad of a connotation because it's been replaced by stuff like slop, right? But yeah, I think entertainment might be a better term. I don't know. I'm going off the rails with this, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you like the term content, or do you prefer more like entertainment? Yeah, because the more I think about it, the more I like term entertainment now, especially again with the current, maybe older connotations of it, but I feel like they still stick a little bit. Anyway, I feel like I've been using the word a little too much, so just want to make sure. Maybe I'll use a little more the word entertainment as a synonym of it. Now I will say I feel like there are certain games that I do like to stream. I do think it's been more the pressure that has pushed me to like actually try and look in for videos more than streams. I think one of the examples where streams have worked for me personally has been with Resident Evil. Because Resident Evil is not super unapproachable game. Like, yes, there are difficult puzzles, and there were times where I got lost, and I did start to feel a little bit pressured, especially in Resident Evil 2. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, Resident Evil Veronica is apparently gonna be kinda like that. So we'll see how that goes. But Resident Evil 2 was mostly because I didn't want to miss anything. Maybe if I'm just playing it more casually, I will enjoy that more. I think in general, yeah, that's what I like to do more with streams, like just play things more casually. And yeah, Resident Evil is one that I've been enjoying doing. I am planning to do some streams where I go back to Resident Evil 1, which I haven't played at all. I know very, very little about it. And then there's we play Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, and then all the way up till 9. But then there's some DLC that I want to play in Resident Evil 2, and then there's 5. after that, which again I know very little about. Yes, when the franchise kind of started getting a little too crazy, but yeah, I think it will be a fun time, especially to check it out. You know, it's a first time experience. And then maybe Resident Evil 6. I do have it, so maybe we'll check it out also, and then play Resident Evil 7. I've actually been thinking about playing that around October, you know, for spooky time, because probably one, if not the spookiest Resident Evil. And then 8, and then we'll be caught up pretty much. Especially, you know, for next year when Veronica comes out. That's really exciting. Finally going back to seeing Claire Redfield. That's gonna be really cool. But yeah, stuff like that, like maybe more story-based stuff, like Resident Evil, like Metal Gear, I've talked about for a while that I really want to check it out. Maybe stuff like that will be good for streams, and then more skill-based things will be better to keep at videos. That's probably what I'll do, for the time being at least. But yeah, same thing with Arknights. I mean, Arknights is different, because there's like the story where, you know, it's obviously just reading through the story is not really high stakes, but there is a lot of thinking and a lot, especially doing the voice acting, which I do enjoy doing. It is a little taxing for streams, so I actually really enjoy doing the videos recently. Probably, yeah, some of my favorite videos that I put out. Going through the stages, I've enjoyed that, but I don't know. I felt like I haven't put as much effort because of how long those videos have been. I've been able to put as much effort into like really editing everything and making sure that everything is good. I've kind of been treating it like a stream where it's not super edited, but it's kind of being a good challenge also. Because in my own commentary, I don't have the mentality of, well, you know, I'm gonna edit that out, or I'm gonna edit this and that. So I can just actually, you know, go with the flow. Yeah, I guess more confidence. I think more confidence is what I'm lacking on, if I can be completely honest. Regardless of it, I think it comes down to that. But yeah, those have been fun, and I would love to keep doing that, especially the story reading, going into, like, again, the voice acting and the editing my voice, stuff like that. I really like. So yeah, that's been kind of my mindset in terms of videos versus streams, that kind of thing. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, because sometimes, again, speaking of confidence, I struggle to know if I'm actually communicating everything properly. So yeah, if anything wasn't clear, feel free to ask. But yeah, that was pretty much it in terms of, you know, my mindset. Now, for future plans, which I kind of touched upon a little bit with Game Overs or with Mario Maker. Yeah, I think for the most part, for the time being, right, like time, I'm talking about plans for the future, as in plans for like next week, plans for, yeah, the nearby future. Right now, again, my priority is Super Mario Maker videos. I am in a bit of a time crunch in terms of videos for the time being. I'll talk about that more later, but yeah, the videos are the thing right now, and I want to also do the streams, especially like as a Resident Evil, maybe some art streams, because I still want to interact with y'all. I want to catch up. I felt, even though I really enjoy doing the videos right now, I feel like I haven't had the chance to actually catch up and talk about, hey, you know, I watched the ending of the Amazing Digital Circus. You know, this is kind of how I felt about that and stuff like that. I was trying to not give spoilers, but yeah. But yeah, just stuff that I've been getting into these past weeks. I have missed catching up on that. Yeah, maybe we could do something like that to catch up, because, you know, even with Resident Evil, I will probably be focused on the game for the most part, but we'll see. But yeah, specifically for summer, I want to play through Resident Evil, and yeah, I was thinking about streaming Super Mario Maker, but I think that's gonna be a video series, and I don't know if I'll start it like right now in summer, or if I will start it later. I'll see how certain things, if they work out, but yeah, I don't know. I still want to record more of reading through story stuff in Arknights, like Unrealized Realities. I'd love to read through that. Maybe I will finally read through like Break the Ice, Lake Sylvanhurst, and Retracing Our Steps, because that whole arc, I feel like I've been missing out on some stuff, some cool stuff in world building of Terra. So yeah, maybe I'll get around to that. Enfield is just down in the ditch. I don't know. I don't know what I'll do about Enfield. And I know I tease it sometimes while reading through the Arknight story. I don't know. I just don't know if it's something that necessarily works for the channel. I don't know, I'll think about that. I have thought about doing like a different account where we can go together to do the main story and just kind of, you know, ignore everything else to catch y'all up. It could be. It's kind of what I was doing with Genshin, where like the main story I will do as videos, and then everything else, like shorter, you know, character stories, events, stuff like that, I will do on streams. Yeah, that could be, but I don't know. Now going into plans for a little later this year. I mentioned in the last episode of Arknights, episode 16, I am in a bit of a time crunch right now. I have a bit of a deadline, which is October, beginning of October, which is, yeah, again, it's a little difficult because I am planning to do Resident Evil then. But mostly for videos. Yeah, it's a bit of a deadline where I want to get through as much as I can in terms of videos. That might affect streams also. Little announcement, maybe not so little. I am going back to college in October. I'm going to be furthering my education. Nothing major, like it's not another degree or anything like that. It's not like a master's thing. Like it's not a master's degree, it is a master course. A brief course, about a year, on digital drawing and animation. Like deep into drawing and animation and seek it out. Maybe even professionally, but at least that's a thing that I am able to create, you know? Sometimes I get an idea and I'm like, man, I wish I could draw and animate because I really want to make that idea a reality. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited to branch out and more artistic skills in that time. And so, yeah, I mean, because it's a short course, it will be very intensive. Like the whole thing, digital drawing and animation, you know, it's a lot to cover over less than a year. So yeah, I mean, once that happens, I will have to review and see how much time I really have to dedicate to the channel. So I'll let y'all know, you know, how much or how little I can do during that time. I don't know, mom might be... I don't know, I want to say anything yet. Best case scenario, I'm still able to do streams, but thing is, I really want to focus on that once I'm there, so... yeah, it's gonna be tough to manage, but... we'll see, I'll let y'all know. I believe that's pretty much it, and yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of this update. I really want to thank y'all for your support this year so far. I've been working on this channel, as you might know, for almost 5 years. I think October will be 5 years that I've been on this channel. So just thank you for sticking around. I still have a lot of plans for the channel, and you know, regardless of how the rest of the year goes, especially, you know, with all the games that have been announced, because there's been some big announcements. And yeah, I would love to bring those to the channel, but especially because most of these are later in the year or, you know, next year. Gonna be difficult with all the things coming out, but you know, if we have to take a break, I'll still want to be back, right? Even if I have to take a brief, maybe long break from the channel, still something that, yeah, I want to do as much as I can. Yeah. You know, when I started... like way back, you know, longer than 5 years. Yeah, I really had the dream of maybe making a living with YouTube. I don't know if that's really the plan for me. And that's okay if it isn't. But if it is, you know, obviously I still want to be here and still working hard. So yeah, whether it's God's plan for me or not, I'll accept whatever it is, you know. Just something that I can do every now and then, or if it's something that maybe at some point, you know, but when I least expect it will happen, I'll still be here. I still really enjoy this, and I do generally think this is something that I am meant to do. In whatever capacity I'm allowed to keep doing this, I will be here. So yeah, still want to put in as much as possible. And yeah, lastly, as I said at the beginning of the video, sorry if sometimes I go quiet or struggle to communicate about the state of the channel. I try to be more talkative, especially over on Twitter. I kind of just go train of thought sometimes. You will see my page and it's like, that's been going by your train of thought. Yeah, not really. Pretty much. I do hold back a lot and I overthink things and then I delete things. And yeah, I'll try to find a way to be more better, yes. To be better at communication and at communicating things with y'all. Yeah, I have thought again for a long time to do these updates because, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of chatting streams either. Again, for myself, like myself doing them. If y'all have been there for the past chatting streams that I've done, yeah, you know how I talked about how the Arknights videos have been my favorite, some of the favorite stuff that I put out. Well, chatting streams are kinda on the other side of that. So that is why I've been thinking about doing more of this kind of thing, like more updating y'all. That is, you know, speaking of, you know, going back to classic YouTube, this was commonplace, right? Even for Let's Play channels. But yeah, maybe it's a good idea. I mean, I personally enjoy this now. I don't know, you know, once I go through the recording, how things are gonna look. It's like, what was I doing? What was I talking about? But and at least for me, it has been good to, yeah, put some thoughts into words and kind of talk things out, because, you know, sometimes it does help to reverberate. I don't think that's that word, but actually put things into words. Yeah, it does help. So I will recommend it. You know, if you feel like you're stuck in your head a lot, actually talking things through, even if it's just with yourself or like with a journal, a diary. I don't really do that much, to be honest. I used to do that, but I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, so maybe this can become that. And, you know, this has been 43 minutes of recording, so hopefully it will be shorter in the future. I did realize as I was writing this, I was like, man, I actually really do have a lot that I want to talk about, so maybe this should be more commonplace. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know any thoughts that you might have. Really appreciate the support. Thank you once again for being here in whatever capacity you've been able or, you know, wanted to be. And yeah, I'm always down to experiment. Sorry, my light turned off and I'm trying to turn it on, but it's not turning on again. There we go. Yeah, I'm always down to try new things. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. Like anything that you will recommend. I did think, speaking of game overs, I did think that it would have been fun to react to it. But I just kind of caught the premiere. I didn't realize at what time it was gonna be, so I think I just set the reminder without looking at the time. And yeah, I was doing something else, and it just said like premiering right now. So I was like, oh gosh, I gotta get into it. But it was a fun time, so I don't know, maybe in the future. But once again, after I have cemented myself as a true Game Overs fan, totally. So yeah, I don't know. I want to give it my best because I feel like sometimes I did. Yeah, I guess speaking of what I was saying before, like of having a dream of, you know, making a living with this. I don't know if I ever said that in this channel. I think I was afraid because of like past experiences to like fully commit. And I feel like that kind of became a double-edged sword, right? For sure, I was taking it chill and I was having a good time, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't have had a good time if I was actually locking in. And right now, you know, I would eventually burn out because I wasn't seeing results. Even though I said that I wasn't seeking results, but, you know, I think it's clear that I was, if I was feeling burned out of that. I guess, yeah, I did say that I never wanted to, like, blow up. I did want to grow, but I never wanted to necessarily blow up. So I've never been seeking that, right? Like, I've never been seeking virality. I've never been seeking, like, doing this crazy reactions and stuff like that. I wanted to be myself all the time, and I do think I've succeeded at that. But if there's one thing that I maybe not being honest 100% with myself and to some degree with you guys is, yeah, I would love it if this became a thing that I do for a living. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I still enjoy, like 3D, like other stuff, and maybe again, you know, if it's God's plan, I do believe it will work out. Just want to be honest. It's you know, and I think that's gonna be my motto for this later half of the year and however long I'm able to continue this. I just want to be, you know, for real facts. Want to be real. Just want to be real at the end of the day. So. Yeah. Anyway, and hopefully some of this made sense to y'all. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I'm Aren, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye, everyone. Take care.